Ladies and gentlemen, it will never cease to amaze me how there can be people working at these corporations that have control over these massive IPs that are so successful and can generate them almost limitless income in perpetuity. And yet, inevitably, you see that the people that they hire are the least qualified, these toxic, bitter, regressive, repugnant, degenerate, left wing, creepy, LGBT flag on their bio weirdos that constantly promote all of the most insane, deranged, unpopular opinions and ideas on the internet and can't help themselves but putting it into the material when they're specifically hired to do the job. They can't help themselves. They feel like I'm in a position of authority. I can do this. And then they do it, and the audience doesn't like it, and the corporation is like, well, we're losing money. The PR is bad. What do we do? Could we fire this useless piece of trash employee? No, no, no. We need to double down and triple down and maybe run a couple of attack ads on our customers. Maybe start blocking them on social media. That'll do the trick. I mean, come on. So this is in reference to Space Marine 2. This is going to be a game that's coming out, Warhammer 40k. It's a game that's going to be coming out in September, and already we're starting to see the cracks. We're starting to see issues when people like this are the senior writer. Ashley Cooper, how did you get the job? Was it this beta male loser that was so hard up that, a 2 out of 10 like yourself was able to just blow him into a job? I mean, I don't understand how this is possible. How these gross, demented, weird freaks manage to get their way into these positions. Because I imagine that there's like some Scrooge McDuck billionaire at the top going, why are all of my finances turning to shit? Why are all these valuable properties losing money? I'm not saying that they're going to care about the IP per se, but if you're acquiring all these IPs, even from like an ego standpoint, like you look at some of these billionaires and they got a pretty big ego. I want my social media platform to be the biggest. I want my platform, my streaming platform to be the biggest. I want mine to be the best. I would think that these billionaires would be hiring the best people in the world, sparing no expense, because they want the best shows. They want the best media. They want their platform to be so much better. It used to be that you would have companies that would actually compete with each other. When I was growing up, it happened all the time. There was Coke and Pepsi, and they were at war with each other. And there were a lot of people that liked Coke. A lot of people that liked Coke were a Coke family. There were also a lot of people that liked Pepsi. There are a lot of people that like Pepsi. Like, oh, I like this, I like that. It was a competition. When I was growing up, it was Nintendo and Sega. Nintendo and Sega, both titans. There was actual competition, and the people at the top wanted to win by any means necessary in some cases. They wanted to win when it came to sports. The competition was at an all-time high. You'd hear people like Michael Jordan talking about, he's like, the thing I loved about Michael Jordan is he would always go on and on about, like, oh, I just won this championship. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to be back out training on the court tomorrow because I won another championship. Like, there are legends that were born, like Kobe Bryant, from Michael Jordan's relentless dedication to perfection and not accepting, oh, I won this championship. Oh, great. It's another ring. I'm going to go for another one. But today we have this just insufferable, smug mediocrity. And mediocrity is being generous. We have these people that don't strive to be good at what they do. The only thing that they strive for is maybe on this one project, I can blurt out and belch out some of my political talking points from Twitter, and I'll consider that a major win. Sure, it's going to alienate people, and the game's going to flop, and it's going to be embarrassing, and the game could be perfectly good. The moment that one of these low IQ bimbo piles of garbage opens their mouth, it's done. Because this has been an accumulative effect. We're at the point now where we're sick of your shit. So if we even sense that something is woke, we're going to talk about it. And the marketing is going to plummet. So the smart thing to do would be either you hire these people and you watch them like a hawk, and you make them scrub their social media, no stupid trans flags or other degenerate paraphernalia, no, Black Lives Matter hashtags in your bio, your promotion on your social media, and I would have them sign some kind of NDA, some kind of disclosure, while you're working on our game, you are not going to associate yourself on social media with our company. That's the first thing. So no senior writer on this, no promoting this on this. You do it personal. But you don't represent our company. Or, if you want to represent our company, sure, we'll give you the yellow badge. We'll treat you professional, but you have to act like a professional and not be a liability to the brand. It seems like inevitably these people make the same mistake over and over, and it's frustrating. Warhammer 40k is one of the deepest and most based franchises in the world, and you're letting somebody with a trans flag in their bio work on it? Like, publicly? Fuck no. Absolutely not. Ridiculous.
Space Marine 2, senior writer on Warhammer 40k, Space Marine 2. Let's not cast cis white men and stuff for a year and see what happens just for fun. Sorry, cishet white dudes, comics don't belong to you. Comics never belong to you. We meet another superhero every month until our demands are met. Oh, about making different characters like gay or something like that? Lots of varieties talking about Ashley Cooper. Yeah, these tweets are 3 to 7 years old. What have they done recently?
Oh boy.
If you're going to insist on playing the wizard game, stop bending yourself into a pretzel trying to find a way to explain or justify doing so, and have the conviction to just say, transphobia is not a deal breaker for me.
And this is the senior writer for a game of one of the most brutal franchises ever conceived.
So this is the way that I look at it. Would this person try to ruin a person's life if they had tweets that were negative about trans people or about some other type of minority that were 3 to 7 years old? I think the answer is absolutely. I think that in a situation like this, you should absolutely hold this against people like this. She's a complete piece of trash. That's disgusting. I don't
Amen.
know why any company would want to hire a person. Like, I mean, to me, whenever I see somebody, like, this is the way that I feel about it, right? I'm a straight white guy. I didn't do anything to this person, and I do find it to be very unsettling, and it makes me very uncomfortable whenever people are brazenly posting negative things about me for a thing that I can't control. I think that if somebody was saying this about women or about
Well, it's not even something that you can control. It's something that's not wrong in any way, shape, matter, or form. There is absolutely nothing wrong with being white. Let me repeat that. There is absolutely 100% nothing wrong with being white. Not a single thing. In fact, you can make the argument that it's pretty great to be white. You look at the history of white people across this country, what we've done for the world. No, white people don't really think along those lines. They don't really think in a group mentality because that's pathetic. Like, I'm going to take credit or feel bad because another person of my race did something. That's for lower IQ, lower intelligence people that don't really have any accomplishments of their own. But no, when you hear somebody talking about yourself in that way, like, oh, white dudes, cishet white dudes. Oh, first of all, cis is a slur. We know that. You're not being cute. Het means like heteronormative, which is just basically normal. It's just a long way of saying normal. You're normal. Cis het white just basically means you're a normal guy in America. But this person has to take it to another level because they're a bitter, toxic, hateful, low IQ moron.
About trans people or gay people, really anybody besides straight white guys, I'm pretty sure they'd be raked over the coals and everybody would hate them. So it's an obvious double standard, and I think a lot of people are getting tired of it. And it would make me less likely to consume a product if I knew that the people that are making the product actively dislike me based off of something that I can't even control. I think.
Oh, absolutely. There's no way I'm getting this game. As much as I like Warhammer 40K, there's no chance. And see, this is an important lesson. That's all it takes. All it takes is you hiring this repugnant piece of garbage, and I have lost interest. Now, the game could be great. The game could be great. Who knows? In a couple years, when it's like $2.99 on the Steam store, maybe give it a try. But the moment that you hire woke people, you should be expecting to face a financial consequence. And I'm not talking about this in the way that you talk about a boycott. I'm talking about just an active decision not to support games like this. It's really easy. Really easy. When you see something like this come along, you just don't buy it. And you make a video or make a tweet or make a comment saying why. Why am I not buying this? Well, because you hired somebody that was so toxic and so repugnant and so malevolently evil that I just couldn't buy it. I have no interest in it. If that person is associated with the game, then likely the game is going to be garbage. So my answer is going to be no.
Making the product actively dislike me based off of something that I can't even control. I think it's disgusting. So yeah, that's about it.
That is about it. And so I want people to understand something very important. Do not let these miserable, cantankerous, deranged, smelling of cat piss, bitter feminists get you down, or make you feel less than, or try to deride you or berate you, because there's nothing that you should feel bad for in any way, shape, matter, or form. There's nothing that you have to feel ashamed of at all as it relates to the things that they listed out. Nothing. They want to make you feel bad. They want to drag you down to be as miserable as them, and your answer is no. I'm not going to be as miserable as you. I'm going to identify the things I think are wrong, and then I'm going to move on. I'm going to move to a different franchise. Because you've ruined all of this other stuff, and maybe, here's the difference. You move like a parasite from franchise to franchise, looking for jobs and ways that you can destroy the franchise. Companies may come along and undo your damage and revitalize it, and in that case, I'll give them another chance. It's a win for me, but I don't lose anything when the game is bad. I just don't play it. I move on. There are other games. I'll go back to playing an old game. There are thousands and thousands of old games that you can get for a pittance. You understand? You could go right now and you could buy the Xbox Live Gamer Pass or whatever it's called. And you get probably 2, maybe 3 decades worth of games for what, $17.99 a month? Maybe more, maybe say $20 a month. I don't even know if it's that expensive, to be honest. Actually, let me look it up real quick. Not that it really matters all that much. How much is Xbox Gamer Pass? Game Pass. How much is Game Pass? Xbox Game Pass Core price. It's $10 a month. Xbox Game Pass for console is $11 a month. So do you understand that if you wanted to pay, say, $11 a month, $10 a month, you pay that, and you have access to Xbox on your phone? Like, I'm just showing you this. Apparently you can play Xbox games on your phone. You can stream them to your TV if you want, I think, at this point. You can do it on your computer. So, I mean, and you can play great games from the past. Xbox Studio games on Game Pass as of January 2024. The entire Minecraft franchise, the Halo franchise. Does that mean all the Halo games? This is Halo Infinite. Okay. Gears of War franchise. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Forza, Doom, Fallout, The Elder Scrolls, Age of Empires, Hi-Fi Rush, Redfall, Grounded, Psychonauts 2, Sea of Thieves, State of Decay, Battletoads, Bleeding Edge. So these are the games on Game Pass for the month of January 2024. Interesting. So you could play all of these games for like $20 a month or $60 a year. So for the price of a full game, you get an entire year's worth of games. Or, hey, maybe you're like, well, I don't own an Xbox or whatever. You could really go to Nintendo. You could go to Nintendo and say, I'm gonna buy the N64, like extended whatever. You get like 4 consoles worth of games. Like, there are a lot of games, and you pay what, like $20 a year? Here's my point. The proposition for your money today, you have more leverage than ever. And this is what gamers need to understand, and this is what people need to understand. Your dollar means more than it ever has. Because there are so many options for you to choose. These companies have to bend over backwards. You could go back to playing WoW right now. You could play Final Fantasy 14. You could play Knights of the Old Republic if you were so inclined. You could go and do a number of things in the gaming world, and guess what? There are some titans out there that maybe you haven't played yet. My point is that in terms of value for money, these companies cannot afford to continue to hire all of these terrible people, all of these toxic woke people, produce substandard games. Companies cannot do what they did with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. They can't afford to do it anymore. There are too many options. People are not going to stay in your world just to stay in your world anymore. You as a gamer have the power like never before. So, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to play this game. Not going to review it. I will give you more news if it comes along. But ultimately, I think what we can take away from this is the fact that these people have genuinely nothing to offer. They have nothing to offer us. And they think that we are dependent on them, but they are dependent on us. And it's time we take our power back and give them a finger. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. See you next time.